I guess I can start off by talking about sharing and gifting. When we gift something to somebody, it was told to me that if something is so important to you that you don't want to get rid of it, or it's personal to you and there's a lot of feeling to it. When you give that to somebody, that's what it means to truly gift something to somebody, because it means something to you so much that when you give it to somebody, it has more meaning that way. And whenever I gift, this is personal for me. How I feel about that is, if I want something that somebody else has, whether it's beadwork or featherwork or those type of things, regalia, or just maybe even a hunting knife. If I truly want to trade for that, um, I usually give my gift is usually bigger than what it is that I'm asking for, and that's because I truly want whatever it is that person has, and I'm willing to not sacrifice, but to give something that means a lot to me in order to receive something. And I think that's how, like, a lot of our gifts come to us, is by sacrifice, and that gift of sharing, um, kindness, and all these things put together. When we put that out into the universe, that hopefully that they come back. We don't expect them to. We just know that way of life is there for us to allow others to have the same kind of successes, and you know, I guess monetary value. We don't put a price tag on a lot of things. It's more of from your heart, and that's what it means to truly give something. Um, and sharing is just by, if we have something that we can contribute to a feast, or to a giveaway, and those type of things, that we we give of ourselves, right? Just having a little mushkigosh, I guess, or Labrador tea. Um, I'm diabetic. Hi there, my name's Ian. I'm a diabetic. So the understanding and things that helped me get through a lot were, the teaching that I received about, the seven grandmothers and the seven grandfathers. It took a lot for me to understand and to agree with, because I didn't agree with it at first. And I'll explain it to you, and then, um, it's up to you how your understanding of it is. And before we come into this world, there's this, I guess, being born. We sit in front of seven grandmothers, seven grandfathers, and we're sitting with them. They show us, from when we're born till we're that child, from that child to young man, till we become an elder, until we pass through again to the spirit world. So we start off in the spirit world, and we end up in the spirit world. But when we're shown our life, um, the first thing that we had to do was pick our parents. And this is where I raged against that teaching. We can rage against a lot of things in creation, and not agree with, and that's just our level of understanding and the depth of it, and try to come to terms with, our belief system and who we are. And I sat there and I said, well, I wouldn't have done that to myself. I wouldn't have picked these parents from all the things that I had gone through in my life. Um, I wouldn't have done that to myself. So I raged against that, and I basically told the elder, it's like, no, you're wrong. I wouldn't have done this. That that can't be the way. It can't be like that. Because so when I started to think about it, I was like, no, well, I wouldn't have chosen that life for me. I'm not a masochist. Why would I do that to myself? And he smiled, and he said, well, yeah, you pick your life. You pick your parents, and you come when you've decided. You tell the 7 grandmothers and grandfathers that you're ready to start that human part of your life. And then you come from the spirit world, and your parents bring you into this world. Yeah, I raged a lot of, and it took a while, and it was hard for me to understand that we all don't want to have our lives lived out for us and feel like that it's self-determined, and we wouldn't do that to ourselves and all this type of stuff. And then it was explained to me, after seeing everything in your life, you're okay with it. There must have been something that made everything okay. All the heartbreak, the turmoil, the abuse, all different types of stuff that you went through, or you are going through. You literally asked for it. You said, I'm okay with that. And still not wanting to believe in that. It was when it was explained to me that somewhere on that road you went through all of that hard time for a reason. And he goes, you ever get a deja vu? And I said, yeah. He said, when did you get them the most? And I said, sometimes when I was going through the abuse or a lot of pain. And he said, that's showing you're on your right path, because you were shown that before. And that's what that deja vu is when those 7 grandmothers and grandfathers showed you that path in your life. So it means you're on the right road, right path. And I go, well, why would I be on the right path when a lot of it was when I was drinking and doing some stuff that was not so good? And he said, well, you were supposed to go through that. And I go, well, how come I was supposed to go through all that pain and all that suffering and all those things that I did that I'm not proud of? And he said, maybe somewhere along that line you went through all that suffering and pain so that you could help somebody later on in life. I let that sit with me for a little while, and I started to think, yeah, I get it. So you're meant to go through pain in life. You're meant to go through all the things that you go through to understand what it is to go through those things. So that when somebody comes to you later on in life and says, you don't understand what I'm going through, you can sit there and honestly say, yeah, I know what that feels like. I'm sorry that you're going through it, but it'll be okay. And that's when everything kind of came to light, and I was okay with that teaching. A lot of times that our teachings don't make a lot of sense to us at the time, because we need to learn how to go through those things and have an understanding. We can get all the teachings in the world, but at a certain time in our life we might not agree with it because we don't have the understanding. We didn't have the know-how, I guess, that knowledge of We have a belief system, we have a faith, and we want to believe in all those things, but until we go through them and experience those things in our life firsthand, they're just words. And then you make them part of your life and they become who you are.